After centuries of Cold War and tense diplomacy with the Xi'an Empire, there are few places where interspecies relations have thawed more than in the Yamon system. This former no man's land has, in recent times, transformed into a symbol of cooperation and new hope for all those who desire lasting peace between our species. Humanity's first view of the system came from Tisa Morrison's flight footage as she traversed the Baker Yamon jump point in 2531. What started as an exuberant accounting of her initial findings of a main sequence Class F star, anchoring 4 planets, turned into sheer panic when she ran into a Xi'an military unit escorting a mining team to the belt. Familiar with the Xi'an from the press coverage of the palace incident the year prior, Morrison and her crew fled immediately. The Xi'an military ships followed closely behind, but did not open fire. Morrison later remarked that she believed the Xi'an were tracking them to try and learn where the human ship had come from. While her crew debated the risk of giving away the location of a human jump to potential enemies, in the end they decided to return to Baker to report their encounter as soon as possible. Within a day of receiving the report, a naval fleet moved into position to guard the jump point, but it was another 15 days before the first Xi'an scout emerged into human space. It is likely that war would have broken out then and there if not for the presence of numerous members of the press who had come to cover the situation after Morrison's footage leaked to the news orgs. With the entire UPE watching, the Navy favoured caution, and the Xi'an ship was allowed to leave. Over the next several years, there were several cautious expeditions into the system from Baker. While there was still occasional run-ins with the Xi'an, it was clear that they had no permanent settlements in the system, and it was surmised that they had only recently discovered it themselves. Due to the seemingly plentiful bounty of unclaimed resources, a few daring individuals and corporations rushed to begin mining the belt, but the prospect of civilians flying freely alongside alien ships was deemed a disaster waiting to happen. In 2542, UPE Navy General Armistead Perry proposed that all Xi'an-connected systems be placed under Navy control to provide a buffer to protect the rest of the UPE if and when their alien neighbours decided to attack. After much deliberation, the tribunal approved the plan and the Perry Line was born. The system Morrison had discovered was renamed Hadur to bring it in line with the military's Gods of War designations for border systems. Corporations who had begun investing in the system were incensed, and a drawn-out legal battle for reparations would plague the UPE until Ivor Messer took power and dismissed the suit. For the century and a half that followed, all traffic in Hadur comprised a melange of military patrols, spy satellites, scan drones, and mine layers, as both sides sought to defend their respective empires along the Perry Line. Even though tensions continued to grow over the years as the Messers used xenophobic-fueled fear as a means of control, war never came. Finally, in 2789, Senator Akari was able to strike a peace treaty with the ruler of the Xi'an, Emperor Kree. In the negotiations that followed after the Messer regime's eventual collapse, it was decided that the Perry Line systems would be evenly divided. Control of Hadur, then renamed Yamon, was slated to be given to the Xi'an, and on July 5, 2793, the pact was signed, making the designation official. Though peace had been declared, many believed that both sides viewed the truce as tenuous at best. As such, the Xi'an slated Yamon as a prison system where lawbreakers were forced to work hard labour in mines until their debts to society were paid. Yamon was not unique in this. Similar strategies were seen in all the Xi'an transitional systems. Indra housed a major shipping hub, Pallas was used for research, and Virtus was given to a crime syndicate. If war ever actually occurred, all four would suffer only minimal Xi'an casualties. Then in 2942, in a surprise announcement after decades of the system seeing only minimal human trade and traffic, ArcCorp revealed that they had procured a contract with the Xi'an government to assist in the terraforming of Yamon 2 and Yamon 3. In the agreement, ArcCorp would be responsible for providing resources to the massive project, while the Xi'an would be overseeing operations of the technically complicated process. The decision has caused some to wonder why the Xi'an are relying on human resources for the project, instead of bringing in supplies from Archaea or Pallas. Though there has been no official answer, in the years since striking the deal, millions of tons of raw materials have been delivered through Baker, along with a significant and growing human workforce. It is also not yet clear what usage the Xi'an will designate the worlds, as per their custom once the terraforming is complete. The rumour is that it will be a factory system, since ArcCorp has experience with that owing to their own planet being modelled on the Xi'an style. The last few years have marked a boom time for Yammon. A myriad of stations have been built as a steady stream of transport ships enter and exit the system every day. From the recent large investment in infrastructure, to the expansive contract with ArcCorp, to even the introduction of a human division in the famed Xi'an Koa-i-Koea endurance race being held in Yammon, it seems that Emperor Kree and his people are more and more looking at humanity as a true ally. A complex on the dark side of Kuali, this tidally locked rocky planet, was rumoured to house a max security labour camp, where the permanent night was said to have a placating effect on Xi'an interred here. It is believed that many of these prisoners have now been drafted to assist in some of the more dangerous tasks needed for the terraforming process. Yethulu, Yatho, and Yethulu, Sieno are currently undergoing terraforming through a joint effort by the Xi'an government and ArcCorp. While there is still some time before the planets will be habitable, there has been significant progress, and just recently, the burgeoning atmosphere of Yammon 3 was flooded by a violet-hued gas, giving it a memorable appearance. The project has been deemed by those in the terraforming industry as an extremely complicated venture, and many financial analysts surmise that this close relationship with the Xi'an will give ArcCorp an advantage in the field for years to come. Like other former Periline systems, an interesting blend of cultures has begun to develop on the stations in planetary orbit, where human and Xi'an have started heavily interacting. Many race enthusiasts are expected to make the journey out to the main ArcCorp station above Yammon 2 to watch the upcoming Koa-i-Koea, as the pilots will be flying a difficult course that includes the tumultuous, still-forming atmosphere. Mined by forced labour for decades, Yammon Belt Alpha has recently begun to be mined in commercial quantities as more and more resources are needed for the ongoing terraforming projects. Since the most distant planet, Yamping, has few resources, it was set aside by the Xi'an to house many of the vice stations that offer services and distractions to the workforce here. Since there is heavy human traffic in the system, it is important for visitors to remember that Xi'an law governs Yammon. Minor infractions in UE space, like tagging with graffiti, can often carry a heavier punishment here. Make sure to familiarise yourself before making the jump to avoid awkward misunderstandings.
I love NordVPN. I use NordVPN. I get money when you guys buy NordVPN. So use the links below. Check out NordVPN. See if it's something that you actually want to get. nordvpn.com/BoredGamer. If you get it, I get money. Every month we have a ship giveaway, and for June we are giving away a Freelancer Miss, which is a fantastic little multi-crew missile boat. We're also bundling this with a Pulse, the little tiny bike with the big laser in it. You'll get lifetime insurance on both of those and a Star Citizen game package. So all you need to play Star Citizen, all you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that is comment on any of my videos made during June. Good luck to you. Also, if you want to further support the channel, please consider clicking the join button under my videos. It really does help. There's also Patreon on loads of affiliate links and stuff like that down below in the video description and in the comments, so check those out, and that helps the channel out too. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great June. Thank you for watching to the end, and don't forget to click all the things down below, or at least the things you want to click on.